Solo Sikoa checks on Jacob Fatu after the mysterious attack backstage on WWE SmackDown, and what unfolded in that chaotic moment sent shockwaves across the wrestling world, leaving fans, analysts, and even the locker room buzzing with questions, suspicions, and a sense of growing tension that seemed to echo far beyond the walls of the arena. The moment the camera cut backstage and revealed Jacob Fatu sprawled on the concrete floor, clutching his ribs in obvious agony while production officials and medical staff scrambled in confusion, it became immediately clear that something sinister had transpired just moments before. Jacob Fatu is not someone who goes down easily. He is a warrior by nature, a savage powerhouse built for destruction, and to see him incapacitated, battered, and gasping for breath instantly raised eyebrows and ignited a storm of speculation. Who attacked him? Why did they wait for a moment when no one else was around? And perhaps the biggest question of all, was this a random assault or a calculated move tied to the ongoing Bloodline civil war that has been intensifying week after week? Moments later, Solo Sikoa emerged into the scene, marching down the hallway with cold intensity in his eyes, pushing aside crew members as he dropped to one knee beside Jacob Fatu, trying to get answers from him while his jaw clenched with barely contained fury. Solo is not a man known for emotional displays, but the combination of rage and concern on his face told the full story. This wasn't just about an attack. This was personal, deeply personal, tied to family and loyalty and the crumbling empire once known as the Bloodline. Ever since Roman Reigns disappeared from WWE following his loss at WrestleMania and the resulting collapse of his grip over SmackDown, the Bloodline has fractured into chaos. Sides have been chosen, alliances have shifted, betrayals have become common, and new leaders have tried to rise from the ashes. Solo Sikoa, stepping out from the long shadow of his tribal chief cousin, has been carving his own brutal path, establishing his identity through violence and dominance. Meanwhile, Jacob Fatu, wild, fearless, unpredictable, entered WWE as a force of nature and quickly aligned himself with Solo, seemingly uniting for a larger purpose. But as always with the Bloodline, nothing is ever simple and power never comes without conflict. As Solo tried to help Fatu to his feet, repeatedly asking who ambushed him, Jacob struggled to speak, coughing in pain while pointing down the dark hallway, indicating his attacker might still be nearby. But before Solo could go after them, WWE officials insisted that Jacob needed medical attention, urging him to be transported to the trainer's room. Solo, breathing heavily, looked torn between protecting his fallen brother and hunting down whoever had the audacity to launch a sneak attack. Just then, the camera zoomed in, catching a rare crack in Solo's stoic demeanor, a flash of anguish and something far more dangerous, vengeance brewing deep within. But what truly fueled this moment was not what we saw, but what we didn't. There were no witnesses, no hints, no clues, and no fingerprints left behind by the mystery assailant. It was a message written in violence, a silent warning that someone was targeting the Bloodline from within, or perhaps from the outside. Could it have been retaliation from someone Jacob Fatu crossed recently? Maybe a rival faction trying to gain leverage? Or was this an internal power play, part of a deeper conspiracy involving someone close, someone with motive, someone who stood to gain from Jacob Fatu's removal? Some theories floating in the WWE universe immediately pointed at Solo Sikoa himself, suggesting he might have staged the entire attack as a manipulation tactic, but the raw emotion on his face seemed to dismiss that possibility. Others pointed to Tama Tonga or Tongaloa, who have clashed with Jacob Fatu in recent weeks despite being loosely connected through their family lineage. Then again, speculation also surrounded Paul Heyman, a master strategist known for pulling strings from the shadows. Even though Heyman has lately appeared conflicted and broken by the Bloodline collapse, some say he could still be orchestrating chaos for reasons only he understands. There was also chatter that Kevin Owens or Randy Orton might be behind the attack, both of whom have unfinished business with the Bloodline and would love nothing more than to dismantle their unity piece by piece. And yet, something about the nature of the beatdown, calculated, methodical, brutal, suggested the attacker wasn't acting out of random revenge. This was surgical destruction, meant to destabilize Solo psychologically by targeting his closest ally. And it worked. The energy shifted dramatically after the attack, with Solo seen pacing backstage later in the show, fists clenched and eyes burning with resolve. He didn't yell. He didn't panic. He did what Solo Sikoa always does. He internalized the pain and transformed it into rage. Before the broadcast ended, Solo cut a short backstage promo, speaking only a few chilling words. "Whoever did this, I'm coming for you. No theatrics. No theatrics. No exaggeration. Just a cold promise that blood will be paid with blood." Meanwhile, Jacob Fatu's condition remains unclear. He refused to be stretchered out, pushing away medical help even as he struggled to stand. That's how warriors like Fatu operate. Hurt or not, they refuse to show weakness. Still, it was evident that he suffered serious damage. Bruising covered his torso. His breathing was labored. And yet he snarled through the pain, eyes fierce, spirit unbroken. Whoever attacked him did not finish the job, and that was their biggest mistake. Because now Jacob Fatu is on the hunt, and there's nothing more terrifying than a wounded predator seeking revenge. And so the mystery deepens. Was this the first shot of a new war? A betrayal from within the Bloodline's own circle? Or the return of a ghost from their violent past? Everything we thought we knew about the Bloodline saga has just been turned upside down again. The attack on Jacob Fatu wasn't just a random act, it was a spark. And now the fire has begun. If SmackDown thought the Bloodline story was cooling down, this attack just reignited the flames. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu will not let this go unanswered, and when they strike back, the entire WWE roster better be ready. Because this isn't just about dominance anymore. This is about survival. This is about revenge. And war is coming. The atmosphere backstage after the attack on Jacob Fatu was no longer just tense, but electric with paranoia. Every superstar walking down the hallway glanced over their shoulders, security personnel moved urgently through restricted areas, and whispers spread like wildfire. Everyone wanted answers, but no one knew who to trust. WWE officials tried to treat the situation like a contained incident, a minor backstage altercation that could be easily explained and forgotten, but the truth was obvious. This was not just another WWE storyline beat. This was personal, ruthless, and the beginning of something far bigger. Even the commentary team struggled to hide the gravity of the moment as commentary cuts showed Michael Cole and Corey Graves trying to maintain composure. They replayed the footage again and again. Jacob Fatu laid out, Solo Sikoa kneeling beside him, medical officials in chaos, and each time the replay aired, the tension grew heavier. Something like this had not happened in months, and the timing could not have been worse for the Blue.